All right. Well, welcome back to week 6 of 9 plus minus with Jack and Ray. I'm Jack, and this
I'm Ray.
is Ray, and we're just gonna kick it right off into this. Ray, I have to say, I can't believe you're playing. I still can't believe you're playing. I can't. I don't even. I don't know. I don't know how. Like, why I didn't want to even say it because it feels so. You know how these games are. It's one of those.
Gotcha games.
It's a gotcha games, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you
Playing this for 2 years now.
2 years. So okay, let's go with this. How much real money have you put into it at all?
I think like around 500.
What the hell? Are you for real?
Yeah.
You gotta stop with spending money on these kinds of games, man.
They're fun.
They are exactly designed like a
Yeah, I know.
drug. You got think about all the money you spent on these kinds of games.
Well, this is 500 in the span of 2 years.
Still, still, I mean, just think about the, as someone that works as in the industry as a publisher for a company like that. It's I would say, I mean I know they exist. They exist. They're half the industry, a video game industry, or globally they're like half the industry are these kind of freemium games. I think I don't know the exact number, but they're big. But the fact that, man, I just can't believe you would spend that much. Like I thought you would be one of those, or close to one of those players that just I'm just gonna
I'm not a whale by any means.
min max as much as I can on the free track.
Yeah, once I get the characters, I'm in max.
But I mean, it's your fun. You do what you do.
And,
But I just can't
games
believe
nowadays
it.
are already like $70, $80. And I didn't buy many games back then. Or it's still, I don't really buy much games at all. So, like, instead of buying other games, I just go into this game.
Yeah, until the next game. I mean, think about all the types of games like this that I know of that you've been into. I didn't even know you were playing this until I saw it on your status. I was like, wow. And it comes across because I was almost curious enough to go download it because of the cyberpunk.
I like the story in the
Edge
game. It's actually
runners.
legit.
Okay, I might get it. Like,
But
I totally
fun.
get it. Just don't get suckered into one of these things.
It's a lot better now than before.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I remember you were playing the
I
Final
played so many
Fantasy
gacha
one.
games. Yeah, that one I probably spent in the course of like 4 or 5 years, like 1,000.
The fact that you even played that game for that long,
Brave
I-
Exvius was the game back on mobile.
yeah. And then would you say that's your biggest,
Spend, yeah.
biggest spend?
But that was like over the course of 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, I guess you're not a whale, but you do spend it in it. I just never spend in these. I like because I recognize the game design, the mechanics, and it's it's designed in a way psychologically, like the monetization, and I'm just like I'm not gonna be a sucker. I'm just not gonna fall for some of these things. However, I will admit that it is very attractive sometimes when they put some IP crossovers in there that are
I just want
like,
the characters.
yeah, exactly. Like if
I'm not even trying to like get the full sequence or like the copies of the character. I just want the single character
yeah,
just to play.
So I think for me, I never bought into it, but there are moments where I could feel that tug in your brain, like when they did the Rick and Morty stuff for Fortnite.
Yeah.
That was like,
They have the Disney stuff now too.
yeah. Now it's too much. But I couldn't get into Fortnite. Like here's why I never got into Fortnite.
I never got into
probably
it either.
I probably could have, or it probably would have gotten me, but installation and the map loading takes forever. Like you don't jump into the action in the game right away. You gotta wait for the lobby. You gotta, and then I was just like, forget it. It takes too long to just play a game. And it's that kind of game. So I knew what they were trying to do. Okay, But that's us kicking off the episode. Just me just
By the way,
randomly,
very happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there that are listening to or watching this podcast.
which is like zero, but it's okay. I appreciate that
Or
shout out.
mothers to be.
Okay, that's I guess, or you could say mothers, pet mothers, I guess, pet owners, if they consider themselves that. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I was finished my session today, uh, at the beach and all that, right? And then drive back, and then just driving around, um, town, you could say, just driving around the different cities and stuff, and you can tell it is busy, even if economic conditions or whatever. When it's Mother's Day, and outside of restaurants, you just know it's packed. Like when people are waiting outside and it's 2 p.m., people are still waiting. I think it's like the whole day is just taking your mom out to eat at a restaurant, especially the fancier ones. They're just like lines out the door. That probably takes, I don't know how long, but that's how you know people still
Yeah.
spend money.
Moms
Um,
deserve it.
exactly. Okay, so we're gonna jump in. We're gonna have you just kick off your plus and minuses of the week. Plus, I would say, I'm just guessing. Plus is you recovered. You recovered.
That's one of the plus, I'd say. But the more important plus was that I celebrated 10 years with my wife this week. Not marriage, but like our dating anniversary. So did some very special activities. I pretty much brought it back to like how I first asked her out 10 years ago. So I redid like the same activities I did 10 years ago.
Okay,
Um,
what are those activities?
So like the
so you just went through that whole sequence, like the first date again? Is that what you did?
Yeah, I tried to get it as close as I can. One of the things I did back then, as part of our Japanese club event back then, we were doing like a promposal item, and you're supposed to like video record yourself asking the person to like the club's like end of the year prom party type of thing. And what I did for my wife, I handmade a bouquet out of paper. So I cut like I did paper craft and made a bouquet out of it.
Well, what's going on? You kind of froze.
Yeah, it says it's trying to reconnect. Where did I leave off?
Okay, you're still.
Did the internet go down?
Oh, okay. You're back. You're back. Your last thing that I caught was you're gonna have to repeat the Japanese club starting from there.
Okay. So the Japanese club, we were doing like an end of year, a promposal event. So you're supposed to record yourself asking someone to like that party. So I was doing that for my wife, and the way I was asking her out to that event was I did some paper craft. I made a bouquet, like a rose bouquet out of like paper. So I bought like green construction paper, reddish pinkish like paper at the same time to cut into like roses, and I made like a bouquet out of it. And to reflect that same action this year, I made a stargazer lily out of this guy I found on instructables.com. So shout out to that dude with the stargazer lily instructions.
Stargazer lily. What does that look like? I need to look that up.
They're like these pink flowers. It can be pink, it can be white, but the normal ones I think are pink, and they like bloom into like a star shape. So shout out to that dude on Instructables. That one stargazer lily, however, took me like 3 hours to make. I wasn't sure how long it would take me to make one stargazer lily and to like finish the whole set of instructions from that website, because on that site they have like a whole bouquet with like the accompanying flowers and whatever, like eucalyptus and smaller flowers. But it took me 3 hours to make one. So I said, I'm going to buy like a real bouquet of stargazer lilies and then sneak this one stargazer lily into it, which I surprised my wife with when she came back from work that day on Wednesday. So that was one of the activities. And then when I did ask my wife out 10 years ago, I took her out to dinner by the beach, the coastal views and all that, and then afterwards we went to a gondola ride in
I
Huntington
saw that
Beach,
picture on your
and
Insta.
then yeah, so this yesterday actually, we went on a gondola ride. It was a surprise to her because she wasn't really thinking about like how I was recreating the events from like 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So when
Okay.
we got to the pier, she was still thinking, "Oh, are we going to like paddleboarding or like kayaking?" Because as a couple, we are terrible at kayaking. So she thought for fun, I might be doing kayaking instead. No, but no, it wasn't. It was a gondola ride, and I'll give another shout out to the Black Swan Gondola Company because the owner um, was super authentic. I really enjoyed that when I booked a reservation. He left me a voicemail, like an authentic voicemail. It wasn't like corporate or anything. It was like real personality, and I really enjoyed that. And one of the other items I also booked as part of the service was a message in a bottle with a Italian trinket included with it too.
Okay.
So there was something memorable along with that gondola ride. I think like toward the middle, it's a 50-minute
So
activity.
is this on a lake?
Yep. We went out to Carlsbad and like
Okay.
did an overnight stay over there because I hate driving back from San Diego and Carlsbad area like later at night. I just get really tired and there's like traffic that you can't account for. So did an overnight stay there because I also had like a Marriott free night award that I was trying to use by August. Otherwise, it would have expired. So this was like the perfect opportunity to use that. But yes, the lake was over in San Marcos, so it's a little bit inner. And that lake was like man-made about like 20, 30 years ago. But it was a very nice like activity we did fit for 50 minutes, and we spoke with the owner during our gondola ride, and he's so authentic. He's trained in Italy, in Venice, and like he buys the
So
gondolas from
you went
Venice
back to
too.
the same guy?
No,
No,
the
different.
first time we did it was in Huntington Beach, and
Oh,
that
okay.
company no longer exists anymore because of COVID and everything else that happened back then. But like I learned that all these gondoliers, they all like know each other because there's only like 20 in the United States.
20.
Yeah, there's only 20 of these companies in the United States.
Okay, 20 companies. I was like, I thought you
Yeah,
would be like, there's only 20 people. That would be really close knit. But 20 companies. Okay, I get it. 20
yeah.
companies.
So it's very small, and like one of the first thing he asked me was like, "Have you guys ever been on a gondola before?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we have." He's like, "Please don't say Las Vegas. Please don't say the Venetian." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's in Huntington Beach." And like the dude, he knows the person that owned the one in Huntington Beach and a lot. It's a very close knit um, job out there. And this guy's been working it for like 25 years. So I'll give a shout out to Drew at the Black Swan Company. Very authentic, and like my wife and I, we really enjoyed conversing with him during the gondola ride too.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty creative. Pretty awesome. I don't even remember. I don't even remember 10 years ago. Yeah, well, it's not as memorable as yours. That's definitely something planned out and something you remember. That's incredible.
Yeah.
10 years. Wow.
So I
10
celebrated
years.
10 years with my wife of just being together this week.
Yeah, that's a huge
Literally just
plus.
came back today from Carlsbad.
10 years. Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, 10 years was also when
Decade.
I just moved down to Southern
Yeah,
California too.
yeah, especially for someone of your age. Uh, that's nearly. I mean, that's how far apart we pretty much are. That's a lot of time.
I know. So that was something I really enjoyed this week with my wife. But we
Yeah,
didn't do too much outside of that. The main activity I was trying to keep a surprise. Like this whole week, I was trying to like think about what ways I can make this celebration being 10 years like very memorable. So I brought it back to 10 years ago.
man, that's something. So congratulations on that milestone, and then being that you're so young, it's really nice. Then you have the rest of your lifetime to explore and discover it together.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
Very memorable activity and weekend from that. I will say my negative for the week. I feel like this can be shared amongst other folks. It's not just negative to me,
Okay.
but like I realized at the restaurant we ate for dinner at the hotel we were at. It's an American restaurant, so American
Okay.
themed food. I
Okay.
feel like in American themed food or restaurants, the entrees are pretty crap or mediocre at best throughout like whatever restaurant you go to. But like the appetizer are where it's at. Like this restaurant we were at, we ordered lamb lollipops.
Okay. So you're saying American cuisine?
Yes.
Okay, I can see that perspective where the appetizers are more tasty than the entrees. I can see that because I think if you go to American cuisine or at least restaurant or that type, I bet you it's going to be steak fish, and it's going to come with like some sides of potatoes and veggies. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the entree.
Pretty much. What I ordered there, we got for the appetizers. We really like. We had the lamb lollipops were really good with tzatziki sauce. We had a bread experience, they called it, with like four focaccia bread, like their version of focaccia, with three types of butter. They were like sun dried tomato, chives, and citrus, and a
Yeah, that's
black
definitely
garlic
different.
butter,
Is it? It's
and
not
then crab
Italian, right?
cakes. No, it's not American.
No,
It's
just
American cuisine.
Okay.
And we got crab cakes along with that too, which was very good too. And the main entree I wanted to get the apricot glazed pork chops, but they ran out. So
Pork
I got
chop,
like
steak,
a
salmon.
typical filet mignon instead.
Yep. It's so
And my wife got this soup with the season, which was like, or she got the other soup option rather than that, but she got like a tomato soup.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the total I thought was actually very good. If I didn't get my steak, we'd be eating under $80.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not bad. I definitely can see where appetizers are generally where there's going to be a bit more variety. Um, so I can understand that perspective. But it's American. You can say U.S., United States, American cuisine, and most places are going to try to do a good steak, a salmon, a pork, a vegetarian,
Chicken.
yeah, that's kind of the variety, the standard, and then generally the menu is not going to be too extensive. It's going to be pretty straightforward. The appetizers are where they do have a bit of creativity and mixing it up a little bit. You know, unless you're telling me they have cheese sticks or mozzarella sticks or calamari, or the standard fries or potato
Right.
wedges. I
Steak
don't
and
know.
steak
Yeah.
frites.
Okay, yeah, I get that. I get
Yeah,
that
so
perspective.
American restaurants, I think from now on, I'll probably just get more apps than I would get entree, unless
This is
they got
why.
something out of like lamb, pork, or something else other than steak.
So this is why now this is like Applebee's in the 90s. The
I've never had
appetizer
Applebee's in the
sampler.
'90s, by the way.
Well, yeah, you were too young. But I believe, yeah, in early 2090s, Applebee's sampler, appetizer sampler was an entree item because I just wanted to try everything, and it had buffalo wings, mozzarella sticks, quesadilla with spinach dip. It just had a variety of things, and it just felt like so much more fun to eat that than to order a straight up entree. So I can get that perspective.
I'll say my first American restaurant I feel like I remember was probably IHOP. So I've never had Applebee's or any of those restaurants, Denny's, until like later in 2000s.
Oh yeah, I mean, my first one, we grew up in the same town, was with the Marie Callender's.
I don't even think that existed. Actually, no, it existed, but I've
existed.
never been there.
Yeah, you never been there. I never been there. I only I only went there because after a football game, all the teammates were like, "Oh, we go eat out afterwards," and this is like. You get back from the game on Friday night. It's like 10, 11, so only certain places are open at that time.
Yeah.
And Marie Callender's was open, and it just served like a Denny's kind of food. So that was my first experience going to an American restaurant. It was my
I think mine was
teammates.
probably like hometown buffet or something as well.
Yeah, I guess you can say that, but I don't. I mean, that's. I mean, you could, if we were. I guess yeah, you could say hometown buffet was ours technically, a buffet because our parents wouldn't mind going to a buffet because it's a
Yeah.
good deal in their mind.
My football team also went there for like Thursday night dinners too sometimes
Yeah,
before the games.
yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's slightly different than a restaurant
Yeah.
a bit. Because it's a buffet, you kind of just pick and eat what you want, mac and cheese, or whatever. Um, but cool. All right, that's actually a big positive week for you. 10 years. I don't know. Did you get anything from Yuki? Did you get a bouquet that is origami?
No, I'll put it on. I'm gonna put her on blast for this.
What?
But on Wednesday, which was like our actual date, she actually forgot.
Yeah, I mean,
But like she didn't realize or she didn't remember until like she walked in on me that morning. Like I woke up early that morning to resume my progress on the
okay.
Stargazer Lily. I had woke up at like 6, got ready for like working and everything beforehand, so I had extra time. So 6:30, I resumed making a Stargazer Lily because I had paused it the night before after she got home. So this was all supposed to be a surprise for her. And like normally, she never walks into the hobby room in the morning. She always just lays in bed or sleeps in a little bit later since she starts later. And like for whatever reason, that morning at like 7:30, she had walked into the hobby room like for the first time, and I'm like, what the heck? I have no way to counter this. Like I have all this stuff on my desk. Like I'm making it. I have no way to hide it like I would normally be able to.
Yeah, yeah.
So she from that moment on, she remembered like, oh, today's our anniversary.
Got it. It's all good though, it's the dating anniversary. I don't fault anybody for not, because I think like once you get married, I think that anniversary just takes overwrites any other anniversaries.
Yeah, I find
Otherwise,
the
you'll have too
dating
many.
anniversaries just another reason to like celebrate and go out at the same time.
Well, that's up to you if you want to make that your thing, then you make that your thing. So, but that's good. Good overall week for you. You got your health back and health back in time to go and do stuff. So that's awesome.
Yep.
All right.
Move on to your positive.
Here, jumping. Okay, so I have a really. In fact, my wife told me to talk about this because this gave me.
Wait. Does she listen to the podcast?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't follow me on social media. She doesn't. I don't exist in each other's social media, digital.
Okay,
life.
my wife, Art, and some of my friends, they listen to this podcast.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. Okay.
So when she listens to that previous part, she's gonna be like,
I mean, that's all good. It's just part of life. You're just sharing stories, right?
yeah.
So behind me is the intersection. I lived here for going on like 6 years, 5 going on 6 years, and this intersection is actually very unique. There is a left hand, protected left turn right behind me, and at this protected left turn, what is very unique is that instead of the curb or the center island stopping where the cars stop, there's an extra little pavement island that extends. I don't know why they put. I think it's because of the electric box or whatever, like the power connections are there. So imagine this: you stop your car, you think if you need to make a left turn or a U-turn, you just quickly go into your U-turn. But no, first there's the pedestrian zone, and then after the best pedestrian zone, there's a little block. There's a little block, and I'll probably try to put a picture up to illustrate this. And at this little block, people, especially DoorDash drivers or delivery people, when they make that left turn, they just completely miss it. They don't even see it, right? So they just run it over all the time. and you can see there's damage on this little island pavement with rocks. Like uh, there's just the old giant rocks. So I lived here for 5 years. I've noticed. I went to the point where I even filed a ticket with the city. I'm like, hey guys, you should probably put a cone or a stanchion, like a rubber thing, so that people understand that the left, you should begin your left turn by going straight a little more and then turn, so then you don't run into it. So for the past few years, people are just running. You could hear it. The cars, they run into it. They continue to drive through it, and if your car's low, you're just gonna
Yeah, you're gonna ruin your bumper.
yeah, you're gonna ruin everything. So a lot of times, people when they make their turns, they just hit it. Either because what's tricky is it's after the pedestrian zone. So then when you begin, you're like, oh, this it seems like it's clear, and then you hit it with your right side, your passenger
This is
side
a
of the car.
U-turn.
Yeah, if U-turn or left turns, people would just run into it. So recently, during one of my neighborhood walks, I walk like 20,000 steps a day. I walk all the time around here. I found that a cone fell off of one of these trucks. Like gardening.
Yeah,
the
orange cones.
landscaper. This is a green cone.
Okay.
It's a neon green one. So, and it wasn't close to this area, but as soon as I saw it, it fell off a truck because it was in the middle of the road. I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. I took the cone. I walked it all the way back outside my apartment right here. I placed that cone on top of the island. And for 2 weeks now, the cone still stands. That means no one has ran the cone over. People have seen the warning, the caution. And every day that I go out there, I walk and I'm just like, I think the story and what I love about this is it really illustrates the type of person that I am.
Community.
It's you want to better the area you live in, the community that you're in, and just do little things. And it's like the little differences, like stuff like this, that support the place we live in, that makes it just a little bit better for people that often are just goes unnoticed. Is kind of where I thrive in supporting. And every day I go out there. I'm gonna go out there tonight when I walk, and I'll see that green cone, and it's just makes me happy. Just makes me happy.
It would only suck if like the city decides to take that cone or replace it or whatever.
I'll find
else.
another freaking cone. That's what I'm doing. I'll put another cone there. But that's my contribution. And no one has ran it over, and everyone has avoided, because now you can see
that there's a curve there.
There's a little extended curve there for it's no.
There's cones just floating.
Yeah, it's just like there, so you see it, and it's not a big cone or anything.
Yeah.
It's not just a green kind of, not the tallest cone, but just enough so that when you approach the left turn or U-turn or whatever you're doing, you just know I gotta drive a little more to avoid hitting this curb. So I'm gonna see how long it lasts. Maybe the city will drive by and be like, "Hey, it's a pretty good idea." And
But you told them about it before.
Yeah, they closed the ticket, and then they didn't. They resolved the ticket without actually doing anything. So
did they say anything in that ticket, or did they just
no?
close
They
it
just
and nothing?
resolved it. They just resolved it, saying problem fixed. I'm like, the problem still happened. They didn't follow up on my suggestion.
Did you submit more?
No, I followed the right procedures, and if it's not gonna fix it, I'm just gonna go and do something that's very relatively minor, and if it solves a problem, great. So it's
Something
like,
worth bringing up to a city council.
I'm not gonna go walk to the council, but hey, you should come.
Like
fix this
when they have that city
intersection.
council meeting or whatever.
Or hey, I'm the guy with the green cone.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. Can you guys do something about it? Maybe I'll show up to a city council meeting to suggest an improvement, a road fix.
Yeah, that's like
That'll
direct face to face. They have to hear you from there. They can't just
That'll
close
be
out your
my-
ticket.
15 minutes of fame.
The guy fixed the curb.
But yeah, that's my big positive of the week, and I think it's just if we take care of the places we live in and just do the little things, pick up trash or put something away or sometimes like, you can say like you see something on the road, some debris, just pick it up and just move it out of people's way. Like when there are storms or wind that knocks tree branches over or something, you just like pick it up and just move it out of the way. Stuff like that. No one tells you you don't have to do it, and you just hope someone will come by and do it. I mean, just do it. Just do it if you can. It's it's part of just being living in like a village where everyone has to do something, that everyone has to contribute to the well-being and the welfare of the village. So that's the mindset I hope we can all share more of in the world that we live in the realms that and the people that we affect, versus thinking just like self-interest only, driven by
Yeah.
self-interest.
Like if you that's why I guess people one aspect of why people like Shohei Ohtani so much in the sports world is because they see him in the dugout. They see him like instead of other players, they just spit sunflower seeds onto the field wherever in the dugout. He has a cup, he spits it in there, or like he sees trash in the dugout, he picks it up, throws it away. Like those Japanese players that get signed by an American team, they have brought those mannerisms over. I hope folks will be able to pick up those habits too.
Yeah, just take care of the world we live in. We only have one planet, one place to call home, and it's part of being a good citizen, of just a good human being. At
Yeah,
the
the
end of
only
the day.
thing I think lately in my neighborhood, because this is the week of Cinco de Mayo, I think there was a party last weekend. Probably confetti was involved somewhere in the park down the street from my house or something like that, or maybe a neighbor house. But like, there's just confetti flying everywhere on the street. It's in my yard, in my trash area, and like, who's gonna do something about it? Like, I still have to clean up after someone else's confetti that is irrelevant to me. But like the wind, whatever else, it just blew it down to my
They
house.
carry it all the way over. Yep, not surprised. Um, but yeah, that's my big positive. And outside this window, that green cone is diligently doing its duty every
People
day.
might give you a nickname, Jack Green Cone.
Well, I mean, no one knows it's me. There's actually a neighbor. So when I was on that walk, one of my neighbors was like, "Why are you carrying a cone?" And now she knows. Now, so every time she drives by, she's like, "I know that guy who did that." So it's kind of neat. But
Yeah. That's like kind of like our gondolier. He has been in that place for like 7 years, so like, he knows the houses that are on that lake, and he just very friendly, just says cha ciao. That's his way of greeting folks and or saying goodbye when he passes by them on his
yeah,
gondola as he's doing his job.
totally get that. Love people like that. Just put positive vibes in the world. You know. All right, so my negative this week, I've finally, so I came back from Hawaii, and when I was in Hawaii, I didn't go to the gym at all, and that's a rare thing for me. I usually go to the gym, so I took a week off from the gym,
Oh,
and
that's a lot longer than I thought you would have taken off.
then, well, I took a week off, but that just meant I surfed every day. So I surfed every day, and then when I got back, go resume my normal routine, going to the gym. It took me a week to really get back. Like going through the motions felt so foreign, but finally after a week, I'm surfing the way that I'm supposed to be surfing. Like my body is not as broken down. So my
Is that
big
because of
thing,
old age?
no, it's just skipping the gym for a week. Um, really, what I learned is I shouldn't have skipped the gym. I should have still gone. Maybe I wouldn't go my full routine, but I should have at least gone to the gym because I was surfing so much. I still should have done um, my range of motion work, my strength building work, my strength resistance, and I could probably cut out some of the cardio work because I surf. But I shouldn't have just cut out the gym completely. I should have continued to stay active on vacation. I normally do, but I thought this time not to overdo it, that I would just skip going to the gym. But the feeling that I got after coming back home, going to the gym really sucked. Like the first 4 workouts just felt like I had no energy, no strength.
That's very surprising.
And
After only a week break, but even still being active.
yeah, it's because it's a different kind of activity. Surfing, while it is a full body, the training that I do at the gym, I do yoga, I do resistance training, I do cardio. So then cutting all that out for a week really, just because I operate at a high level, and then not doing it for a week because I was thinking, I'll just take a week off. It's a fine. Actually, I think I'm at that point where I don't want to ever take a full week off of no activity, or no like stretching. So that's kind of my lesson that I learned. Like I'm training. It's such a habit of mine every day that I wake up at 4, I do this, and that when I don't do it, like my body just feels off.
The machine is broken.
Yeah, exactly. The machine is broken. So, I'm not saying everyone's got to do it this way. Everyone's got to train this hard or train this often. But for me, it's like a car that has just been going and performing at such a high standard.
You're a BMW.
No, I mean it's like the engine's on, you keep it on. It's easier to just keep going at maintenance
Yep, that's
versus
like computers.
yeah, turning it off and turning it back. Well, computers I would say is not, because you do want to turn it off because you need to kill the RAM. Right,
Well,
you need to
I
reset the RAM, and then you also
disagree
wanna,
on turning off computer. They should be kept on as much as possible.
and I would no, I would say no, not that's not universal.
Especially like servers in my industry,
Yeah,
like you keep them
servers.
on, and
No, no.
like computers in general should stay on.
No. You can't stay on. So I disagree with that. It's a little tangent because just think about it. Your game servers. They need to be turned off and reset and restarted. They can't just stay on forever. They need to clear their cache and all that. So you can't advocate never turning it off. That's just silly.
It's you should never turn off servers.
No, you do. Think about all the games we play. They do turn off servers when they do the server restarts and resets. That's their opportunity to turn it off and then turn it back on. A lot of times that's what happens when they do server maintenance. They
That's
don't
for
ever,
updating for patches and stuff, or they need to reload the database and whatnot. No,
no, yes, but they also do it on a weekly. Remember we play WoW, all these games they have weekly resets. That's so that the computers and the servers, they can't just stay on forever. If they would just break down. That's why they have all the updates and they do it all at the same time. But you can't leave like a World of Warcraft server on forever. And eventually,
long-standing
memory-
knowledge I've had.
you know, we play these games. You know, even like every server has
Like
to go
data
through,
centers.
Yeah, even data centers, all of them, especially gaming. You just know, like even web servers, they just alternate, they reroute. But you can't leave things on because in order to clear the code, you should know this. You're in IT. In order
That's
to
why I
clear-
said they should never be turned off because of IT.
no. They need to be rotated. They need to be turned off every so often. They can't just stay on forever, because in programming, in order to clear the cache and the RAM, the memory that just builds up, you just turn it off, or you restart it.
There's functions for that where you don't need to.
You can try to, but the general, like if you were doing server work, I'm only
I've done
saying
so
this.
before.
I'm just only saying this because I know all the network engineers. Like when they go to the data center and they need to shut down servers and then restart them, that's when they schedule those weekly maintenance. That they go and turn things off and turn them and then restart them and turn them back on, stuff like that. But I wouldn't say. I know I'm not the expert there, but I wouldn't say generally you leave computers on forever. And I would say even your desktop computer, just think about it. And I would say maybe you could get away with a Mac, but Windows PC, how many times have you fixed the problem just by turning it off or
Many
restarting
times in
it.
my industry, but a lot of the problems come when you turn on a computer.
No,
Yeah,
but a lot of the problems get fixed when you turn off and then turn it back on.
I
Just think
have more
about it.
problems turning on a computer than turning off a computer,
I would say that's where do
from
you
my
think the
experience.
memes? Where do you think the memes come from?
Well, the memes are because there's so many random problems in a PC. We're going on a tangent, but there's so many little problems on a PC that the fastest fix is just to restart it rather
Exactly.
than to do the deep root cause analysis to find
I
the
mean,
actual issue.
it's just it doesn't like Windows is so over programmed.
That's what I mean because
You just
it's
turn
just
it off.
faster to restart it.
Why would you like the random stuff that the conflicts, the programming conflicts, the Windows Taskmaster and going to PowerShell to fix things? Like I'll just turn it off, clear the RAM, and then turn it back on. And then all of a sudden it's fixed. And sometimes it is. The problem won't show up again for who knows how long. I think
Well,
that's
I can take my desktop for instance. I leave it on all the time, but there are times where I turn it off for like a week, whatever, turn it back on, and then I get post issues.
yeah. That's probably because you left it on the whole time.
No, I turn it off for like weeks at a time, and then the next time I'm trying to turn it on, post issues, and then I have to like reset the power or something.
I would say that's probably because you built your computer wrong. I'm just saying I turn off my computer every night. I don't leave it on. It doesn't
Like car
wastes-
engines, they shouldn't really be
It-
turned off because they have more problems getting turned on and off so frequently.
Oh my god, you can't. No, it's not. It's not one of those things. It's not one of those things. Oh my god, if all car engines stay on entire, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. That's not a good analogy. That's like a bad analogy.
They get more issues getting turned on than to like staying
They're
running.
no. Well, that's different. You know, now you're switching it completely different.
Isn't that?
That's not. No, completely different technology, completely different use case, completely different scenarios. So you can't use that analogy for a car, because where you're gonna run a gas car, and it's just always on, and it builds up carbon monoxide
Well,
inside
outside
your
of the
home.
carbon monoxide, but like the
It's
issues
not
that
designed.
come up.
No, it's not designed that way. Think about it. A car you just need to change the parts. A starter. You just turn it. Just change the starter. If the starter wears out, you just change that part, and then it's fine. No, nothing is meant to think about it. Law of thermodynamics. Energy changes states. It's never disappeared. So if you took that theory and you said nothing should ever be turned off and you just keep going, we would be in a perpetual state of constantly burning and wasting energy just to keep things on. That is such a wasteful way of like living. If your car was needed to always be turned on just to avoid problems, because think about the cost, the benefit analysis of that. You're probably going to end up spending more energy and money to keep it going forever versus trying to fix a problem if a problem comes up. So it would never make sense to keep something on. And that's for a car example. For a computer, you could probably keep it in sleep mode and just keep it in sleep mode forever. Probably, I know people do that. Sleep mode is a little different. So you can't do
I
that
don't
for
like
a car.
sleep mode.
You can't do that for a car. But so you just keep your computer on full power the whole time?
Yeah,
Oh my
much
god.
more stable.
Oh my god, that is like we got to clip you for that. You just leave your computer on.
I'm not the only
Forever.
one in the world that does that.
That's,
I know a bunch of IT folks that do that.
I mean, you could keep a server, but think about it. You're running your GPU the entire
GPU goes
time.
in low power mode when it's not needed.
Yeah, but you're still running it. Okay, you're running your RAM. You're running your processor full power. You're not even putting it in sleep mode. That's just like
It knows to go to a low power state.
so. Then it's sleep basically.
Not
Low power.
sleeping, but it's low power because it's not using anything actively. Like
Yeah,
your browser
so-
nowadays it's smart enough to conserve RAM by putting other browsers, other tabs to inactive mode.
Yeah, I mean that's just another new version hibernation or the new version of sleep mode basically. So it's like sleep. That makes a little more sense than you're running your computer as if it's on, like on. That would be like so ridiculous. I mean, people like that who just if you run your computer 24 hours a day, I think all those people who do that and they don't even use it, that's such a wasteful. That's so wasteful. That's so wasteful. Just to avoid so-called computer problems, that's like a horrible excuse. Horrible excuse.
Pretty common.
I wouldn't say it's pretty common to just leave your computer desktop. And I'm very specific, just to leave your computer
Yeah.
desktop on. Like, I don't know if there's a survey out there, but I think that is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, whoever does that, and even if it's you and you're my brother, like, I think that's ridiculous because I mean, you don't call it your sleep mode, but I think it's like hibernate sleep mode. But if you went like, all my RGB is on, all the fancy stuff is on, all the accessories are on, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that stuff stays on.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's like that doesn't even make sense. Like your mouse is light up, your keyboard's light up. That's just wasteful, man. I can't believe that. I mean, you live your life however you want, but that's just hella wasteful. Maybe you got solar power and it helps out, but I think that's like probably because you don't sleep in the same room as your computer. But I mean, if you did, I would be like, dude, what the hell?
I used to
Turn
back
off
at
the
home.
computer, dude. Turn
It's
off
like
the computer.
white noise that I enjoyed.
Dude, turn off the computer. The fans are running. Are your fans running when you do that?
They run in a low power state because they're not.
So they're
being
running.
used.
Yeah, they're running. So okay, yeah, it should be turned off in your so-called low power state. Oh my God, that's something I definitely learned about you. That's a huge day. I think that's horrible for the environment. I mean, I don't know how many people do that, but if you're not using your computer, there's no reason it needs to be fully powered on. That's my take. That's my take. I don't know how you can think of it otherwise. Like if you're not
That's
using
because I've
something,
read about it.
I mean, to do what? To prevent your computer from having an error? That's not even a valid reason. Like I turn my computer on and off every day. I don't get errors or so called. And even if you do get that one error out of like 100 times, it's better if you weigh the plus and minuses of that. It's like, yeah, you saved hella power, you didn't pay the power bill. You know, what if it costs you, because you do that, $1,000 extra every year?
I mean, it would depend on the factor.
I mean, if it costs you that much power and electricity, I get it if you can kind of negate some of the electrical costs, but you know how these computers are. The GPUs they have nowadays to take up hella power and stuff.
Yeah, when
but,
they're being used for like active games or
I get the
you know,
power draw is
rendering.
different and goes up and down.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's definitely something I'd be. I mean, it's your home and you live the way you want to, but if it's something that just like that is just something I can't ever agree on, is leaving your computer on. Like you go on vacation for 2 weeks, you leave it on. That just sounds ridiculous to me.
No, when I'm actually out, I think I do leave it off. But when I'm home, I leave it on
I mean, I get that part
because I don't want a fire risk or whatever else to happen if I'm gone.
Yeah. So I get, like, if you're home, that makes a little more sense. But if you told me straight up you were, you take your vacations, right? Your week, 2 weeks long to another country, and you just leave it on. And it's like your keyboard's having a light show while no one's around. I just think that's hilarious. That's pretty ridiculous. But I'm glad at least you think about, oh, there could be a fire risk.
I mean,
That's pretty funny.
I have to be responsible for the home at least. Make sure.
That's great. I mean, you run a freaking network server
I do.
for.
Just like
I
your
mean,
network equipment, they should never be turned off.
I mean, network equipment, you cycle. Depends. Servers depends. Switches and things, those you can probably never turn off because they're not the same. Switches, routers are not the same as like a full on server computer and a desktop computer, so it's like slightly different things. But yeah, I'm glad at least you have the wisdom to realize, yeah, I'm gone for 2 weeks. I probably should turn this computer off, or your cat walks on the keyboard or something.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
They used to.
Right, but that's definitely something I learned about you. That's actually pretty funny, and that's what I'm gonna joke about every time you go on vacation. I'm like, remember, turn off your computer.
Something I'm learning in industry.
Uh, I mean technology. So I think technology is one of the industry that changes. In terms of what the common practice and best practice is, it changes a lot. Um, versus like when I think let's go with this. Just a quick one was, and we'll end here. Is I think for the longest time, everyone was like, Intel's the best processor, and then boom,
AMD.
AMD. Where the hell they come from, right? So a lot of
Because they actually innovated.
yeah, so a lot of these things change, and video cards, very simply like
Still
3DFX.
Still NVIDIA.
No, 3DFX. You remember who
CUDA.
they were?
Yeah.
Way back. And then where the heck did Nvidia come from? Where the heck did before
That's the one with the
Radeon,
3 in
ATI?
yellow, the D, and then in blue, and X in red or something?
Yeah, 3DFX, Voodoo series.
Yeah.
I mean, and then there was ATI Technologies,
Yep.
the Radeon.
I remember that.
They were still in the game before they were now AMD. I mean, things change quite a bit. Even like hard drives change, right? People, and I think even technology wise, like the M.2 solid state drives versus your regular SSD or spinning or optical. There's like so many different formats, and the knowledge that goes. You're like, yeah, you can have great speeds, but then they will fail. And then you can have the old school hard drives. They will fail less, but they're slower.
Way slower.
But there's different, all the stuff that we grew up with, or at least I grew up with in the 90s about computers. They change over time. They change. I'm still running Windows 10 because Windows 11, in my opinion, just sucks.
I'm on 11 on this just because eventually everyone has to be on 11. So just
Yeah,
rip
that's
the
what
Band-Aid off.
they freaking like. I just hate 11. I use it for work, and like the constantly telling you to sign in, constantly telling you to use AI, Copilot, or whatever the Microsoft service. I'm just like, oh, just stop. So annoying.
We're signed in on all our computers for work because we use Windows in that environment.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
you
don't get
have
those
to.
things.
Like Windows 11 is the enterprise. Like
Yeah.
they just force everybody up there, which
Yeah, because
I
10 is end of support as of last year.
yeah. I mean, I don't mind, but it took them like how many years so that I can move the freaking taskbar? It took them how many freaking? It's like they try to. Here's the thing. They try to put the stupid taskbar at the bottom, and they make everybody put it at the bottom to kind of copy the Mac.
In the center.
Yeah, right in the bottom. But then at least on the Mac, you can move that. You can move that wherever, left, right, however you want to dock it. But on the Windows, nope. Taskbar is all at the bottom centered. The most you can do is align the icon so it's left. And finally, now you can move the taskbar. And I'm just like,
I thought you could always move it to the left in like Windows 2000 back then.
no, you can. I'm saying Windows 11, they locked it.
Oh.
But they
I haven't
finally recently updated like a month ago where you can move the taskbar again. So all
It
these,
looks so foreign to have the taskbar anywhere else on Windows.
well, on my Windows, it's all on my left.
Yeah, it looks so foreign
Yeah.
to me when I see that.
Well, it's just efficient use of space. If you think about at least because my monitors are landscape,
Right.
so when you put on the left, you get more vertical space because when on websites you're scrolling up and down, so it makes a lot more sense. But that's took them that long. I hope Windows can innovate again, remove a lot of the bloat, and
They were supposed to put ads in Windows 11.
yeah, and get rid of all the bloat in on the operating system, and just hopefully make a good operating system. Sorry, we were completely tangent on this technology stuff, but again, I can talk all day about like the evolution of technology and its general use. But we're not. We're gonna stop there. Again, learn something new about my brothers, and this is the whole point of us having these conversations. And luckily, he's not doing anything crazy. He's just leaving his computer on.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you again next week. And lastly, enjoy your Mother's Day.
Enjoy your Mother's Day, everyone.
I hope you all enjoyed it, because this would be posted after Mother's Day.
True.
Yep.
This post Mother's Day episode. When you guys listen to it.
I'll talk to you again next week, Ray. Take care.
All right, Jack.